Thanks everyone for joining today's post-match media availability with Nashville SC head coach BJ Callaghan. Coach, come from behind draw on the road. If you could start just by talking about the team's performance and what you saw out there today.
Yeah, I think coming in from obviously a U.S. Open Cup win, I thought the guys put in a really resilient performance. It's not easy with a quick turnaround and all the emotions involved. Disappointed that we go down a goal. Really proud of the group, the way they battled back. A point on the road is there, but I think there's also some missed opportunities in finishing. We had a lot of chances, a lot of balls going across the face of the goal that we probably need to be better finishing. So overall, probably 3 points out. 3 points were out there for us to take, but building on the positives here, an end of a good week.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go ahead and open up to questions. Use the hand raise function as always, and go ahead and ask two if you have them. We'll start with Ben.
Yeah, BJ, you mentioned some of the balls that went across the goal. I think officially you outshot Montreal 20-6, and it felt like even beyond that there were some other chances that maybe just lacked the final piece. How do you kind of balance between being happy with the opportunities that you created, but kind of wanting a little bit more end product?
Yeah, you want it was a bit actually uncharacteristic of us, right? So it's nothing. There's no panic. There's no alarm bells. We just left. I think a couple big chances out there. But happy the way we were able to respond to going down a goal and to create those chances. And sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't go in. Where we got to be a little bit more ruthless with our running in the penalty box. But just proud of the group for the way they fought. Especially, there's a lot of guys that have a lot of minutes in their legs.
And then two guys in particular, I just want to get your take on. First, Tyler Boyd. I think this was his first start since mid-July 2024. What do you make of his performance? And then Alan Carleton making his second appearance with you guys.
Yeah, I thought both had really good performances. It was great to get Tyler start, get almost, I think, probably 60 minutes into his legs, which is great, a good little milestone threshold. I thought he showed moments where he was dynamic on the ball, really good holding the ball in between the lines. And then I thought Alan, again, everything we asked for the solutions that come in the game is to elevate the play. And I thought you saw some nice little combinations from Alan, ball security, and, came in and gave us a boost.
We'll go to Jacob.
Yeah. BJ, you said before the season that your goal for this team was to get to 50 goals. You're now at 56, which is a club record for an MLS season. You talk a lot about, doing what you say you're going to do. What does achieving that goal with one game and left in the season mean to you?
It would have been good to get 57. But no, again, this is what this group has done. We're proud of the group. We're proud of the way that we've been able to start the work in January and be focused on trying to create good goal scoring chances. And that they've been consistent throughout the whole year doing it.
We'll go to Valer.
Yeah, BJ, how important is it with the Eastern Conference the way it is? How important is it for you to avoid that play-in game and avoid an extra game within the playoffs?
Right now the focus is getting 3 points versus Miami and see what happens. I think everybody's goal is to finish in the top 7, but for us it's get some rest, get some recovery here, and start to be focused on Miami. The table's super tight, and we can control what we do, which is having a big performance at Chiodos versus Miami.
And then before that game against Miami, obviously there's an international break, so there's a little bit of a break for you guys. You won't have everybody with you, but what are some goals you have going into this international break, and what are you trying to get out of it?
Yeah, I think the goals is there's a lot of goals on just recovery, freshness. Guys that need to get some, push some minutes. We can push the intensity in training for certain guys. And I think, again, just staying sharp.
And sorry, Jacob, go ahead with your second final question.
Yeah. And, you mentioned in your opening statement the quick turnaround coming from winning the U.S. Open Cup on Wednesday to coming out here and playing this game in a kind of a resilient way. I guess, what kind of were you able to do between, Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday to get ready for this game?
Yeah, listen, you play Wednesday night late and you play the first game on Saturday afternoon. When you talk about hours in between games, it's crazy. And it's not an excuse. There's other teams in this league that have done it, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal for the players. health. And what we were able to do is just try to get as much recovery into everybody that we could. And spent, basically 2 days preparing for Montreal. And I was just really proud of the group, again, on the way that they just continually are relentless in what they're doing and how they're approaching every game.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. We're now back with Alan Carleton. Alan's second career appearance with the first team on the field, contributing to the come from behind win. Just talk a little about what the experience was like and what you saw there.
Yeah, obviously it was great. I was very excited, when my name got called, just ready to go. Just trying to add as much to the game as I can, work as hard as I can, and obviously I was happy we got the goal back. Wish and think we deserved to get 3 points tonight, but it was a great game. I was excited to get out there.
Thanks, Alan. We'll start with Jacob. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alan. It's obviously the U.S. Open Cup victory, came 2 days ago, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Just knowing that you played a role in that competition as well, with some big moments against I believe Orlando, and kind of what that victory meant to you as kind of everybody on this team being able to contribute to that.
Yeah, obviously it was great. I was very excited, obviously, watching the game, going crazy when the final whistle blew and getting Nashville's first ever professional trophy. It was huge, and I was so happy, especially for guys who've been on the team so long, Taylor Washington, Connie, Walker. Of course, there's more I can name, but I was just so happy for them mostly, and the city getting to finally lift the trophy.
Yeah, if you can just tell us a little bit about the sort of instruction you got from the coaching staff going into this match, and what was that like?
Yeah, they were actually. It was great. They were really telling me to go play free, and obviously it's a bit different coming from Huntsville, playing up here games faster. But they just said be yourself. Obviously, been having a solid year, but just go be confident. If you get the chance, go 1v1. Just play freely and don't really worry about what's going on. And obviously, with that, just work as hard as I can and just see what I can do to try to help us get some points.
And on the game itself, obviously, you guys had a lot of chances today, with I think 20 shots or something along those lines. What do you think was kind of missing to get more than one goal, and what do you think as a team you needed to do today to get that win?
Yeah, I think honestly, I thought we did great. Created so many chances, especially late in the second half. There was just shots after shots. Maybe hit the post. Keeper made a big save. I wouldn't change, honestly, too much what we did. I just think the second half, the urgency we came out with was very, very good. And I wouldn't change a whole lot, to be honest, with what we did. I think the chances were there. It was just on a different day we put in 4 or 5.
We'll go to Ben.
Yeah, Alan, I know you weren't, you didn't play on Wednesday, but it seems like just a crazy week with obviously getting back super late or early Thursday morning, having a couple days, turning around, going on another long road trip. Just kind of what does that do in terms of preparation? Kind of having just a truncated time to prepare.
Yeah, obviously it's difficult. You don't have too much time. Obviously, you get so ready to go on Wednesday. It's a big match. Obviously, you're playing for a trophy, so it's difficult. You don't have too much time to prepare for a game like today. Obviously, only 1, maybe 2 sessions. But I think obviously, and there was a bit of rotation too in the squad. But I think everybody just played so well today and worked very hard. And I was happy with how hard everyone's working. It's tough to come back after winning a trophy and go to work as hard as we did. So I was proud of everyone on the team in that regard.
And then I just wanted to ask about kind of the transition between Huntsville and Nashville. I know that there's been a big emphasis on having a style of play for both teams that makes it so guys like yourself or Ethan or others can kind of come up and play a similar role with the first team. What's that been like for you, and how do you feel like what you've kind of been doing all year in Huntsville has adapted to the first team?
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think it's a very smooth transition. I think how we play in Huntsville, we try to mirror it as best we can. And I think Coach Chris for Huntsville does a great job of mimicking it. So when guys like me or Ethan or Jordan or we all come up here, I feel like it's not as difficult. Obviously, the speed of play is a bit higher, but in terms of just fitting in our positions and the system, I think we do a good job. And I think Huntsville prepares us very well for that.
All right. Thanks so much, Alan. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.